Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams, and we are here for a very special live stream today. It is the Carabao Cup round 2 draw. Just say hello to all you guys in the chat as well. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing well in the chat and we're watching. Hopefully we've got quite a good tie, we hope for. Looking at it now, we are number 9. I know the draw isn't until 6 minutes time, but we are number 9 from what the EFL website says. There's a couple of teams that straight off the bat, I think we can all agree. Hello to everyone. Hello to Erwin. Hello to Authentic, Wormy. Hi guys. There's a couple of teams I think it's safe to say we don't want to get. There's a couple of teams I personally don't want. I'd ideally don't want a Premier League club this early in, if that can be avoided. So who do you guys hope we can get? Who do you guys want? Let me know down below in the chat as well, as we wait for the dreaded draw. But yeah, looking at it, there's a couple. I wouldn't really want a Championship club, not because I think there's an upset, just because I want an easier game. To be completely honest with you, someone maybe like an Oldham Athletic, someone like that. Who's in it? No banana skin. We don't want a banana skin. I think a nice League 2 team. I remember last year when we got Salford. That was quite a nice game. No Prem team. Eve Elliott said it. Yeah, no Prem team, hopefully. And Eugene said it, hopefully we get an easy draw. Fingers crossed. I mean, there's some teams in it now. Hi, Calvin Lou. Nice to see you, mate. I'm not too bad. Hope you're well. I'll read a couple of the teams out. So in the north bit, we've got Accrington Stanley, Villa, Barrow, Bolton, Burnley, Crewe, Derby, Doncaster. Then we've got us at number 9. We've got Huddersfield at 10. Then we've got Leeds, Morecambe, Newcastle, Oldham, Preston, Rochdale, Sheffield United, Shrewsbury Town, Stoke City, Sunderland, Wigan, Wolverhampton, Blackpool or Middlesbrough. Their games played tonight. I don't know the score. Nottingham Forest and Bradford City. And then from the south, we've got Bournemouth, Wimbledon, Arsenal, Birmingham, Brentford, Brighton, Cambridge United, Cardiff, Cheltenham, Palace, Forest Green Rovers, Fulham, Gillingham, Millwall, Newport County, Norwich City, Plymouth Argyle, Southampton, Stevenage, Swansea, Watford, West Brom, Wycombe Wanderers, Burton, Albion or Oxford, Coventry, City or Northampton, depending on how them games have gone, Leyton Orient, Queen's Park Rangers, which I think Queen's Park Rangers have just won on penalties. I only caught the back end of that one. And I haven't fully seen the scores for tonight yet. So apologies for that. It's been a bit of a stressful day, so I've not caught the last scores. Terry McAllister, Wigan at Goodison. I'd take that. I'd actually really take that. I want a League 2 team. Reading that list, I'd quite like Accrington actually as well, just because I spent my time at uni in Lancashire. So I'd quite like Accrington Stanley. I've spoke to John Coleman as well personally during my course. He's a really nice guy. So I wouldn't mind Accrington Stanley. They'd be quite a nice team. And hopefully one we should really put to bed. Want Northampton. Northampton's a good one to shout. Accrington, yeah. Oldham I'd take as well. It is only 3 minutes. I've got it on my separate tab on Sky Sports YouTube. They're live streaming it. It's also on Sky after the QPR game if you're watching it on the TV. Arsenal's not one. Tottenham totaled. Arsenal's not a team I'd want. I just don't want a Prem side. Chelsea Villarreal game in the Super Cup is now in extra time. Oh, geez. Last time I checked, it was 1-0 to Chelsea. Ziyech had put them in front. It's 1-1 now. Very interesting. I hope Villarreal win that, to be completely honest with you. Just because I'm a little bit salty that Lukaku's going to Chelsea, so I hope they lose. It's authentic. It's 1-1. Gerard Moreno got the equaliser. What do I think of? Erwin's asked, what do I think of Moise Kean? I'm not gonna lie, I've been on holiday for the last couple of days, so I've sort of stayed off Twitter and stuff. But I know he's changed his Instagram and rebranded it and deleted a lot of photos. I think he's going. I think it's a shame. I think he's got potential. I don't think he's there now, but he's got potential to be a good player. And I think it's a shame, but ultimately, I don't think he wants to stay with us. So you can't force someone to stay if he's not going to be happy. And if we can get some money for him, which means we can, play around in the window and buy players, otherwise, then I think it's best for all parties if we can sell him to a club he wants to go to. I mean, if he wanted to stay and if he wants to stay, I'm only speculating. If he wants to stay, I'm welcome to him staying as well. I just don't think he wants to stay. And I don't think, we should be if he wants to go, he wants to go. And if we can make some money off it, even better. We need the free we need to free up some wages, don't we? And some money. Although he's not a top earner. I think I saw someone on Twitter saying the other day his wage is quite modest in football, but a modest one compared to some of the earners in the squad. But no, Moise Kean, I'm a bit disappointed. Just disappointed with how it turned out. When we signed him, I quite liked it. Jonathan, I'm getting the feeling he wants to leave, and it's a shame, but it is what it is. When he joined, I was quite excited about it. He looked good. We opened him with open arms as well, I feel. But it's just a shame how it turned out. We the fans, opened him with open arms. But it's just one of those things. It wasn't meant to be. If he goes to Inter Milan, I'm sure he'll do well in Italy. As when he was playing for Juventus, he had moments of spark, but all the best to him. You never wish that he does awfully. He's Italian, getting on with that. Lucas Seal, and obviously it's still a bit sore. The Euros and the Olympics. To be fair, they won the 100 meters, didn't they? The Italians are having a brilliant summer of sport for the Italians. They must be loving it. I think we're now. Is a draw now? It's meant to be at 10. Their YouTube's still saying shortly. So they must be running a little bit late because I'm watching it on their YouTube channel, Sky Sports, and it looks to be running a little bit late from what I can see. Just check that it's not going on anywhere else. Last thing I want is to do this and miss one. Semi-charred life. I'm doing well, mate. Doing really well. Hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're doing good. Stuart, I feel sorry for Kean, young lad coming into a different country, has to deal with a new league, different manager, and COVID. No way he could settle. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say he's had the easiest time. He has come in under Ancelotti, and I don't. When he came in under Ferguson and Silva, wasn't it? And then obviously Ancelotti, who I don't think rated him as much as we all hoped he would, with them both being Italian. And then obviously COVID, he got caught breaking the rules, didn't understand. I don't think he's had the easiest way, but I think he still doesn't want to stay at the club, which is a shame. I mean, I might be wrong. He might really want to. I'm only speculating from what I've gathered from his social media, and the fact that he really liked his time in Paris. Which you can't blame if you're playing with like Mbappe and Neymar. You are going to start, especially if Messi's there now. Sky have just gone into a break. The draw next. That's perfect. I was going to say their YouTube channel is still saying the coverage starts shortly, so that is brilliant news. NXG Jaden, what team do you support? That'll be Everton, mate. Yeah. Again, Hussein Wakas, Everton, mate. I think we all support Everton here. Toffee got opinions on the PSG team. That's from Lucas Seal. Very good. Very, very good. Messi going there obviously just adds to them. I don't know how you're going to fit a front three of them. Well, it's going to be Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, isn't it? Although I've heard Mbappe apparently wants to go, but I don't know if there's any truth in that. Di Maria is going to end up being benched, isn't he? While he's there. But no, I mean, that might be them all done now. Now that they've got Messi, which is brilliant for them. A little bit disappointed. I thought I'd like to have seen Messi in a slightly more competitive league. I know Lille won it last year, and that's brilliant. But predominantly PSG, tend to win the league. I'd have just loved to see him in a bit more of a competitive. I'd love to have seen him in the Premier League. I really would. But it's one of those. I hope they've just got a very good squad. I'll be interested to see how they do in the Champions League, because that's when they'll come up against, real competition and elite European teams. Jonathan's put Moise had a fantastic qualities. He just doesn't have that first touch, which striker is key. Maybe he can develop that, but he hasn't shown improvement. Yeah, I said this to a friend before. Someone I know messaged me saying that Moise Kean should be our top striker, not DCL. I think he was looking for a bite. And that was one of my major criticisms for him. Was I remember the Salford game distinctly. Every ball into his foot, couldn't control it. And especially with the way we play, and especially what we could be looking at this season as well under Rafa, I feel like we need a player who can hold up play well. And if your first touch isn't very good, hold up play is going to be very difficult to get. I feel like he's a good player to have the ball pushed in front of. So if you're going to, through balls lobbed over the top, it was something he can run off to. That'd be brilliant. But I mean, it just didn't work out, and it's a shame. But I'm sure whatever he goes on to next, if they can find a way to, unlock his potential, he's going to have some career. So Terry's put would love Bolton at home one final time before we move to Bramley Moor. They were very fit. Oh, that would be really nice, actually. That'd be very fitting. Yeah, that'd be really. I don't know what I said. Well, yeah, a bit romantic. That'd be a really nice draw. Bolton's one I wouldn't mind either. They're a good little team. It's a shame where they are now and the fall they've had from obviously their Premier League years. Crypto says he's an AFC Wimbledon fan. Oh, well, welcome to the channel. And there's a Wolves fan in the chat. Slightly surprised by that. Surprised, actually, because it's an Everton stream. But, Lucas has put, how do you think Everton will do this season? Will they do better than Liverpool? I honestly don't know this season, mate. I'm trying to remain with an optimistic mindset that we'll do well. I don't know how well Liverpool. I can't predict how well Liverpool are going to do. To be honest, I think they've only. Is it just that Canate they've signed? I don't know. I'm waiting till we've played a couple of games to make a prediction on where we'll finish. Just because I just don't know. I don't know. It's all very new, isn't it? And all very. Very, very different, isn't it, this season? It's very weird. This whole summer's been a bit weird. But I'm keeping a positive mindset. I think we will, if you ask me now, gun to your head, where do you think we'll finish? I think we'll finish 12th to 10th in that three places. But hopefully I'm wrong and we push further up. I'd love to see us try it. Like, even if we got that European Conference League, some of the teams in that, whichever Prem teams are in it, I think have got a bit of an easy ride up until later stages because of the quality of team. And even then, the Prem teams really, just because of how elite the Premier League is, should, do well. But it does look like Sky are doing something here. They're starting the draw, which is exciting. Don't forget, guys, we are number 9. You're looking out for number 9. I'm looking out for number 9 as well. But yeah, it's exciting. Hopefully, hopefully, it was an advert. Hopefully, we can get an easy team that we can put some goals past, build a bit of momentum. I liked it last year when we got an easier run and we built up to it. I think that suited us more, building momentum in the cup games. Getting a couple of wins under your belt. I think it helps the players as well with morale. Kean goes. Wormy's put Kean goes on loan last days of the window. Start the season with no. Yeah, I mean, I'd be upset if we let him go for a loan deal because PSG were after that 2 weeks ago and we said no. I'd be quite annoyed. Yeah, I'd be really annoyed if we let him go on loan. Apparently, there's talks of us with Rondon, so maybe he'll be our backup striker. Think of that how you will. I'm again trying to keep a positive mindset. So the draws now. Yeah, you're right, Owen. I've got it on now. And they've got Andy Townsend on doing the draw. Authentic, yeah, I hope for a draw at home as well. I think a draw at home would be good. But we'll have to wait and see if we can get that. How's the atmosphere? Good, something could go in there. Humbug, I imagine it's going to be, before COVID, it was good. It was really good. It's always been a good atmosphere. I imagine now, like, for instance, this weekend, it's going to be absolutely unreal. I mean, even with the manager, and if you're happy or not with the manager, I think the atmosphere inside Goodison Park this Saturday is going to be unreal. But yeah. Oh, we've got Bolton fan. Well, a couple of us are hoping to pull you. Here's the first draw. And we have number 14. Which is Oldham. I wouldn't mind Oldham. It's at Oldham, which is a bit, they've got Accrington. So there's two of the teams I said I'd hope. Blackpool, too many. Yeah, Stuart. I had that. Mate. I thought Blackpool have got too many ex-Everton players. So the next one is Newcastle, number 13. I will read out the draws, Erwin. We've got number 5, which is Burnley. So there's a Premier League clash early on in the cup. That should be an interesting game. I don't think it'll be one for the neutrals, though. Wigan, number 21 at home. I've got number 4, which is Bolton. That's a bit of a Lancashire derby. That one will be quite a good one. It should hopefully be quite exciting. Number 10 now, which is Huddersfield, which is what Erwin was predicting. Could this be it? Against number 9, Huddersfield. Huddersfield versus Everton away. Wow. That's, yeah. I mean, I'll take that against. I'll take that against Huddersfield. Sheffield United as well. I don't know if you guys still want to know the rest of the draw, although I think I'm slightly behind. But Sheffield have got Derby. I'll actually take Huddersfield. Yeah, my stream is delayed. I think the YouTube is way behind the TV channel because I'm only just getting the Stoke draw now. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you happy with the Huddersfield draw? Eve Elliott's put it's all right, rather it been at home though. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a home draw, but I mean it's one of them. Luckily though, I think it's a team that we should. Oh, where are we at? No, I think we've got it. I think we've got it against Huddersfield. I think. I mean, I like someone said, it's a shame Nias isn't there anymore because that'd be a bit of fun. although you could guaranteed score. You could just guaranteed score against us. But Huddersfield so far this season, I know they've only played one because obviously the Championship kicked off this weekend. But they drew their one away game, their one game they've played. I'm having a look now I can't remember who it was. But I mean, I'm quite happy with Huddersfield. I don't think that's an awful result. It was Derby, their last game, which I should know because I was watching Soccer Saturday with it on. And to be fair, Derby got a late winner. I think that says, yeah. No, they equalised. So Derby actually went in front, and this is a Derby team that they were absolutely saying were goosed in this season. So I'm quite happy with that. Mitchell Bolton, I don't know, to be fair, mate. I'm at my I'm still at my parents', so I could not tell you who the artist is or what it is. I think it's meant to be the States of America mashed up. There's some that say Arizona, but I couldn't tell you the artist, mate. To be completely honest, sorry. Who even plays for Huddersfield? I've just had their squad up there, Erwin. No one that strikes fear into me. If I'm going to be, I don't want to be too offensive to Huddersfield because you can tell what's going to happen. I'll slate Huddersfield or say they're not very good. They're not going to do this, and then the game will come, and it's sod's law, and it's just then I look very, very silly. Looking at their squad though, there's no names that scream out to me. Jonathan Hogg still plays from when they were in the Premier League. Junior Bakuna plays for them. Aaron Rowe, who I've heard is meant to be quite good. Fraser Campbell, gosh, that's a name that's been around a while. And Jordan Rhodes as well, another man who's been around, especially in the Championship, for a long time. And Roland Aarons as another name that's been around a while. I feel like they've got a lot of good utility wise, good utile Championship players, but no one that screams worry. I feel like we should beat Huddersfield. I don't want to tempt fate, but I feel like that's not the worst draw we could have. Ideally, I would have liked it to be at home, and I would have liked League One, League Two. But semi-charred lives we've been put out by the likes of Millwall before, so anything could happen, but we should win. Yeah, it's exactly why I don't want to say, hand on heart, we're going to beat them, because I do remember the Millwall game, and that was a particular low, especially during Silva's stint. That was a real low. It just felt like every set piece was going in from them. And our edge dropped. I remember watching it thinking, what on earth is going on? But hopefully we've improved a lot since then. And we can get the job done professionally. I think the biggest thing is that the players have got to go out and respect Huddersfield. Stephen Thomas has said he's happy with Huddersfield, which is good. Jonathan's part, I was going to offer to do better piece of art, but I didn't want to offend it if it was yours. No, it's not mine. No, I didn't paint it. I don't know where they got it from. And to be completely honest, but yeah, new Huddersfield. It's not a bad one. Hopefully we can then move on further into it. I'd like to see us really push. Obviously, last season we had a good run. I'd like to see that again. I'd really like to see that. What are your thoughts on Longstaff and Winks? I'm not thrilled by either. If you ask me which one I think is a better player, I think it's Harry Winks. Because it's Sean Longstaff, isn't it? And it's brother Matty's the one that was it last season or season before, he'd sort of burst onto the scene and there's a bit of a rave about him. So we've not even got, you could argue we've not even got the better Longstaff brother. I don't know. I get what he's trying to do by going with players that he knows, but I don't feel completely comfortable with picking up a lot of the Newcastle players. I think they're way below us in terms of squad quality. So I don't think we should be looking. The only one I'd say looks, maybe St. Maximin, maybe. Maybe St. Maximin I'd take because he's a good, fast, pacey winger. I think Eugene's put. I think Everton will beat Huddersfield 4-0 away in the cup. I hope so, mate. That'd be a really good score. It certainly boosts the morale of the players as well as the as the fans and the manager. That'd be a really good way to kickstart it. Like Owen put, we need a cup win. I think that's something fans are desperately crying out for. I know I am. It's actually on my. Is it a bucket list? Well, is it a bucket list or a wish list? And it's to see Everton win something in my lifetime. I'm not fussed. I'm not as long as not the Florida Cup. I'm not fussed if it's the Capital One, the FA Cup, or the league or the Champions. I just want to see us win something in my lifetime. Because obviously, when I speak to my dad, who supports Everton, he has fond memories of winning stuff in the 80s. And I'd just like to be able to have memories of us lifting something in mine. So, a Capital One Cup win this year would be absolutely fantastic. I think my life will have peaked at that point. Mitchell Belton's put that United result with the lack of incomings seems to have knocked the stuffing out of the fans. League One and 8th. League Cup and 8th. Let's hope City get knocked out as they always win it. I'd take the League Cup and 8th. I think that'd be a really, really good season for us. That'd be a fantastic season. I think the United result has knocked the stuffing out of a couple of the fans and possibly the player. I don't think playing United was a good idea. Not right before the season, not ever. I think it was a really poor idea to do. Just because you're going to play them twice again at the minimum this season. And it doesn't fill anyone with a great amount of happiness, confidence either. So Brandon's put it'll be a tough game for Sunderland, as I'm a Sunderland fan. I cannot remember who Sunderland picked up though. Apologies for that, as I'm looking at the southern section of the cup. So you might have to remind me of who Sunderland got. We did win the Florida Cup. I know we won the Florida Cup. But I've got bigger hopes. I want to see us win. A Capital One. A couple of my friends sort of put their nose up at it. The Mickey Mouse Cup claims. But I always say I'd love for us to win it, and I don't think we've ever won the League Cup. So that would be something else to knock off. But I always say I'd be happy with the League. I'd be happy with the FA Cup. I'd be happy with the Community Shield. I'd be happy with anything that's not a friendly cup. Anything that's not been given to us by Gru from Despicable Me and a minion would be perfect, in all honesty. But yeah, the real puzzle is, of course, Jonathan's put is how so few teams can be spending so much money so freely, PSG and City. How on earth are they getting away with it? I don't know. I know City, someone was saying that Aguero's left, so he frees up wages. But PSG, I'm not too sure. Jose Font said today, didn't he? Thought he understands financial fair play in France, but then Man City just, blow it out the water. So Everton need a good FA Cup run when the third round draw. A good FA Cup run would be good as well because it goes on as the season ends. So it'd give drum up a bit of end of the season, depending on where we are in the table as well. Because if we're I don't want to be negative, but if we're out of the running of Europe, then it would give the fans something else. Hopefully we're not though. Hopefully we're still right up there with European Conference at least. Maybe even the Europa League. Try and push for something like that. I'm trying to think positive about it. Terry Tibbs has put, I'm not expecting us to do anything this season, no matter who we play. That way I won't be disappointed at the end of the season. I think it's going to be a tough season. I know a couple of fans are saying, that they're not looking forward to it or stuff. But, we're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully, I've seen a couple say that, sometimes the seasons where you don't expect anything are the seasons that go out and shock you. So, obviously, you could, maybe, you think finish 10th, don't go do anything in the cups, and then you could end up having a really good cup run, maybe hopefully a win, and finishing the higher end of the table. I've seen a couple of people saying that. I'm hoping that's what we're going to be in for. I think we could do with a bit of a good run. Mitchell's thought it's the League Cup at the end of the day. It's that silly sponsor that ruined it. Yeah, I mean, it's the League Cup. I always try and call it the League Cup because the sponsors change so much now. Obviously now it's Carabao, but before that it was, I remember it was the Carling Cup, and it's the Capital One Cup, I think it was at one point. But I try and think of it more as the League Cup and not the sponsor for the same reason. Some of the sponsors I think can ruin it, and sort of ruins the prestige of the cup in complete honesty, especially if it's silly sponsors. Pete Collins, we're not buying in this window in order to spend next summer. I do think that's one thing I do agree with. Whatever we do this summer, I think we'll be quiet compared to what we do next summer. And I think by then, fingers crossed, we're hoping to go big next summer because we haven't this one. But it's a double-ended knife. Obviously, to get good players in, you need to be in good positions, and hopefully we can finish this season in a good position that we can still attract good players. I'm sure, if next season's transfer window is anything like this one, it's absolutely mad, and there'll be a couple of players up for grabs. I never thought I'd see Messi play for anyone other than Barcelona in my life. In his whole career, I thought he'd retire there, maybe into Miami, just because I feel like the MLS might have called him, or he'd have gone off to Saudi Arabia to play one of the Saudi teams. Didn't think we'd see him in another European league. And obviously you've got Leon Bailey and Villa, he was available. There's a couple of signings that have, gone that I didn't think would go. I didn't think Aguero would go to Barca. So hopefully next season's transfer window is even more manic and we can pick up some real good players. But I do feel like next summer we will go big because we've gotten quite short. Semi Chard said finished 10th, 12th. Yeah, I think that as well. I mean, it's not a bad for Rafa's first season. It's not the worst. I don't think it's the worst double-ended knife. I don't know the saying completely. Is it double-ended blade? I don't know the saying completely, but what I mean. It's one comes without the other. But yeah, I mean 10th or 12th I would take with the new squad. Rafa sort of gelling. And then obviously next summer we buy some good players and then we kick on from there. But yeah, Eugene's put, I think Everton need a new right back in the squad now because Seamus Coleman's getting older now. Yeah, it's a two-edged sword. That's it. I hope we get a right back in. I know we're linked with Jorge Sanchez. We're linked with a lad in Belgium now, I believe, because I've been away for a bit, so I've not kept up with the news videos where all the transfers come in, rumours. But I know we're linked with a right back in the Belgian league that we are beating. We beat someone to, or they reckon we beat someone to. Because I saw, a couple of people saying the team we beat were quite lower league or lower in the Premier League. So we were sort of, but it looks like that is a position the club are aiming to improve. And I think it's glaringly obvious, as much as Seamus Coleman has done well, that we need a right back and we need a little bit of pace down that side. Semi-Chard, Rom to Chelsea was a good shout for them. They're chasing City and are in the hunt now. Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to be City's biggest contenders next season. They were good this season. Obviously, the Champions League shows that. Tuchel's a very good manager. But you could argue they were missing a bit of firepower up front. Timo Werner's not been what I think they hoped he would be. But Romelu Lukaku could end up being, obviously it depends because the leagues are different and stuff. Obviously United, he didn't have the best spell although he did okay at United. I think he did okay. When you look at his stats, he didn't do poorly, but he didn't do as well as people had hoped. But he seems to be in real form and real fitness now, and I think Chelsea getting him, it's a bit tough to see, but I think it's going to be a great sign, and I think they're going to push City all the way. or at least most away. I think they're the closest contenders for City right now, in all honesty. And I think United are going to do well, but I don't think United have got it in them to push that far. I don't know why. I don't want to, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got it in him personally, but I could be wrong. Eugene put thoughts on Bramley-Moore Dock project because the new Everton Stadium is starting now. As in, what do I think about Bramley-Moore being built? Or I'm a little bit confused on the question. Sorry, Eugene. I think the stadium would be good. I think the stadium's going to be really good, and I think it's going to really boost that side of Liverpool. It's going to look really nice on the riverside, and obviously after all the trouble, it's UNESCO kicked up a fuss, and all the trouble with it. I'm hoping it goes and proves them wrong. It's going to provide jobs. It's going to provide a new burst of life to an area that other than this, the only thing I really knew Bramley-Moore for was because I know they host regular raves there. Camel Fat and stuff do raves there as well. But and even then, it's a place that I think will provide lots of life to, and is only a good thing. To be fair, double-ended knives are boss. I knew it was a something sharp. I could not remember. Jonathan, are we now resigned then? Signings, the squad, poor youth development set to a holding season, a holding pattern. I feel like if we have a stable season, that would be a good move to kick on from. What we don't need is an absolute stinker of a season and we're in trouble by January. Don't get me wrong, if we have a great season, it's great. But I think a stable season would be good to work from. Bearing in mind the signings we're making, or lack of signings that we're making, I feel like a stable 10th, 12th wouldn't be awful. Obviously, you'd be disappointed because it's not where we'd want to be as a club. But under the circumstances, when we look back at it and look back at the business we did this summer, I feel like we will look back and go, it's not awful considering. And if we look at who's been buying around us, I think you look there now, I think we'll be okay. I think a stable season will be okay for us. Shame we can't get the Dumfries deal over the line. Semi, I agree, mate. I feel like he's one. If we don't get him, I feel like he's the one where I was gutted that we didn't get Bailey. Obviously, as I think most people are. But he will be the one that I really will be gutted about because I think he's going still for relatively cheap. I think 25 million for a right back who's 25 years old, is very good, very fast. Physically, he's quite big as well. He's no slouch. I don't think he's going to get bullied. I do feel like we're really missing out on a good player there that we could have got for a very good price. We could have sort of took advantage of maybe that PSV needed the money, but it's unfortunate, isn't it? Loans to buy next year, mate, from Pete Collins. Apparently that is one thing the club are looking at is loans with a loan to buy. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. I mean, with the obligation to buy, depending on the actual loan deal that's been agreed, we can sort of, if they're good, we can be like brilliant. But if they don't work out, we can sort of, sack it off. Which I think will be which I think is the cleverest way to do it. And also you could end up getting a steal because if they come and their parent club don't think they're going to have a good spell at you and they have a fantastic spell, it stops the parent club from racking up the price, which, after Kurt Zouma did his loan, I feel like Chelsea just thought, if he was going to go, we can just name the price. Wormy's put, I just want Shabamin to be okay. Yeah, same. He's going to feel like a new signing. I'm really excited for that. He's going to feel like a brand new player. And from what I can gather from the pre-seasons, he's had a good pre-season. So fingers crossed for the lad because I felt sorry for him, especially after his second injury. You just can't you can't write it, can you? That's Everton. You can't buy that type of luck or unluckiness. And no backups. This from Semi. He's put no backup striker and no starting right back. Could get a bit dodgy. Yeah, especially if Moise Kean goes, there's no backup striker at all. I mean, we could stick Damari Gray there like he did against United, but he's not an out-and-out striker or backup striker. It could get a bit leery, to be honest. And the no right back is a big issue. We'll just have to wait and see. There's still a couple of weeks left of the window. We'll just have to hope that something good happens. The Chelsea Villarreal game's gone to pens. At least it's fair play to Villarreal for pushing them all away. I'm gutted about Patson Daka going to more than Bailey. Yeah, Daka going to Leicester. I think that's a really, really clever signing. Leicester are tough to watch, aren't they? Because I feel like Leicester do everything that we'd hope we should be doing in terms of their recruitment is very good. I like that Samar that they've got at centre mid as well. I think he's a very clever signing from Lille, if I'm correct. And Daka as well. I think he's got a burst of pace. He obviously is what they're hoping will be the replacement for when Vardy finally goes. Him or Iniacho, who's also burst into a new form of life at the end of last season and now, which is great to see. But it's interesting. But Leicester are a tough one to watch. I feel like if anything, we can look at them and hope that the board go, that's how we want to be done, because they're very well run. The recruitment's right. Bailey, I'm just a little bit gutted because I think he's pace that we really needed in the Super Cup in Belfast. Yeah, I can't believe that's gone to pens. I can't believe it's been held in Belfast either. I can't believe it's gone to penalties though. Fair play to Villarreal. Because Chelsea, it's not in Belfast. Yeah, it is. Wow, that's amazing. I really hope. I hope Villarreal win. To be honest, I'm sort of hoping they win just because it's Chelsea. They have subbed their keeper though, haven't they? I've just noticed here they've put Kepa on for the penalties. It's an interesting one, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see if that's a good idea. Wormy's put Semi's put not too bothered about Bailey, pacey but not consistent. That's from Semi. Yeah, I had heard from Leverkusen fans that he blew hot and cold. We did one on the Toffee Blues. You can go check it out. We did a scout report when we were close to linking with him. And it was mentioned then that he actually does blow hot and cold. Same with Damari Gray, blew hot and cold. But both of them were bursts of pace. But yeah, I did hear Bailey blows hot and cold, which obviously isn't what we really want. We want a player who's going to be a bit more consistent and play consistently for us. Semi's put spot on. Leicester have become what we should have been, crashing the top 6 point. Yes, I mean, I agree. Looking at Leicester now, I dislike them out of envy. Really dislike them out of envy. I look at it like how they broke into the top 6, and I'm jealous. I am jealous. They're a really good recruitment. Obviously, we got Steve Walsh from there after they brought the league, because I know Steve Walsh brought in Kante, and I think he brought Mahrez in as well. But obviously, that wasn't getting their director of football wasn't enough, and obviously Leicester have proven since then that Steve Walsh wasn't the mastermind behind that Leicester team, because they've still gone on to progress. Clearly their scouting is done properly. Everything about it's done properly. It's all good at having a good director of football, but he needs the men under him. It's the same with a manager. You can have the best manager in the world, but he needs the squad and the talent under him. Same with a director of football. He needs his scouts to be good. He's only going to, he goes off scout reports. You need to have really good scouts, and you need to have a good scouting range for him to pick from. So Leicester obviously were built properly. So even when Steve Walsh went, they weren't that fussed. Peter Collins put Rafa needs some time, so the team will do a lap of honour with the Florida Cup on Saturday. I'll need some love. I mean, I hope we can win on Saturday. I think a win on Saturday will do the team massive, and including Rafa. I feel like a win to kickstart it, a good win as well, which could be possible because I know they've lost Danny Ings and I don't think they've signed Armstrong yet, who they're very heavily linked with. It's very close from what I hear, but it's not done. Hassan Hootel did make it clear he wanted him from the start, but obviously couldn't afford to until the player left, and obviously now Danny Ings is gone. Adam Armstrong seems their next one. But Southampton are having a tough transfer window as well. I feel like that might be their only bit of business they do, unless they've still got money left. So obviously they've not improved massively. So a good win against Southampton at home would do Rafa the world of good. It'd do the fans the world of good. It'd do the players the world of good. Kick off strong. And give, like last season, we kicked off really strong in December. Top, Spirit of the Blues was top of the charts. Everyone was getting excited. It was a really good, fun time. Obviously, James Rodriguez as well was at the club, and he was being, lit up in America, and it was fantastic. So if we start the season strong again and get some of that excitement again this season, it'll be fantastic. Wormies they buy players that are 22, not 28. Yeah, that's the other thing they do well. They invest in youth and they invest in players that you can sell on as well. So even if they're not, who you hope they be, they tend to, buy players that can go on, and they look more at statistics as well. They don't just buy 22-year-olds that, that the media have hyped up. They buy 22-year-olds that stats back up as well, which is massively important, which I am hearing is what the club are aiming to do now, and Marcel Brands has said he wants to do now, so we'll have to wait and see on that. I hope it is how we do it. I want us to buy good players who perform well in stats, who most importantly are young and hungry. I don't want, unless they're good, 20 older players that are good, that can add something to the team. I want players that have got a bit of drive about them. I think Damari Gray in a sense has that drive, that he's got something to prove, because he was very heavily raved about. Then his sort of career went like this, and now he's gone like this at Leverkusen. I'm hoping he does really well for us, and I'm hoping he has that drive. We did that with Moise Kean and just didn't work out. Yeah, Sam, you're right. I think we did go with that with Moise Kean, and it's just unfortunate how that one's turned out. It'd be interesting to see if we do sell him to Inter. Maybe they're going to use the Lukaku money. I hope so. If we let him on loan when they're about to get 100-odd million for Lukaku, I'll be quite shocked, because we might as well have just given him on loan to PSG 3 weeks ago and avoided all of this. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, you just put 2-1 to Chelsea. Is that the final score or the penalties? Oh no, because it's 3-2 now. That is it from me, though. And everyone at the Toffee Blues, don't forget to like the stream. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not. I know we had a couple of new people here. If you like what you've seen today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to keep an eye out, guys. We've got some great content coming along as the season starts again, so it should be really fun. But yeah, don't forget to hit a like on the stream if you enjoyed it. I will probably see you guys in future videos and future live streams very, very soon. It's been absolutely fantastic to speak to you all. Wormy, Semi, Eugene, Jonathan as well. Jonathan, I try and answer as many questions as I can. The artwork is questionable, isn't it? But I try and engage as much as I can with you guys, and I like to hear your opinions. But yeah, see you guys very soon, and stay safe.